I'm with Jim Morato from the Regional Water Providers Consortium, and we're in the bathroom because this is where families use most of their water, so it's a great place to get some conservation tips.
Absolutely. So the bathroom, like you said, is where most of the water is used inside the house. Some quick, easy things you can do. Again, as we had talked about before, the aerators. Changing out your aerators is going to be one of the easier ways to save water. Typically, you have a 2.2 gallons per minute aerator on your faucets in the bathroom. This will actually go down to a 1 gallon per minute aerator. And so that's just, again, mixing air with the water and getting less gallons per minute out.
But still providing you with pressure.
And still providing enough pressure to wash your hands, brush your teeth, and do everything that you need to do.
That makes sense. So it's just like you do in your kitchen, you can do it on your bathroom sinks, which I think many people forget about. All right, and also you should always shut it off while you're brushing your teeth, shaving. We all know those things, but they're worth repeating.
Really easy behavior tips. Yeah.
All right. Now also the flushing of the toilet. That is a big water consumption, right?
Yes, the toilet is actually going to be the biggest water user in your house.
Really?
Of all the uses that you have. It uses about a third of the water that you use on your bill.
Wow.
And so things that we like to recommend are, the very first thing is every year, every half year, you should be checking your toilet for leaks. As you can see in here, there's a flapper valve. And it's simply the valve that keeps the water from, or when you flush it, it lets the water go through the bowl and flushes the toilet. Those valves get old over time and they just simply leak. Common happens, they can be silent leaks. So what we recommend is you take some leak tablets or even just regular food coloring will work.
And what's that going to do?
This is going to color the water blue, and if this blue water from the tank seeps past that valve and goes into the toilet and you see blue water in the bowl, you've got a silent leak, and you could be leaking 100 thousands of gallons every month going through that.
That's amazing. Okay, so what else can you do?
Other things that you can do, toilets today, code, use 1.6 gallons per flush.
Okay.
New high-efficiency toilets are using about 1.28 gallons per flush, but old toilets used about 3.5 up to 7 gallons per flush. So
the older your toilet, the more water you're using probably.
Yes.
Okay.
So we recommend for people to look at their toilets. Right here, if it's a 1.6 gallon per flush toilet, it's going to state it on the toilet somewhere or somewhere on the tank.
Okay.
If it says something other than 1.6 or has an older date, maybe older than the early 90s, you typically will have a 3.5 gallon per flush toilet. And that toilet's going to either need to be retrofitted or changed out.
You can't just put a brick in there? Isn't that what people used to do?
Exactly. And so this is the new modern brick. So if you're gonna be retrofitting a toilet to make it use a little bit less gallons per flush, if you have one of those 3.5 or greater toilets, this is basically the brick. So you would fill this with water and insert it into the tank of the toilet, and it's going to reduce by about a half a gallon per flush.
Okay.
One other retrofit that you can do is a toilet tank diverter. These are really simple devices. This is one that's out of the bag. You simply hook it onto the tube that goes into the fill tube, and it's going to divert water into the tank rather than sending it to the bowl, where sometimes it can be leaking down the drain and just wasting water. This can also save up to about a half gallon per flush also.
Okay, and that comes with instructions and everything.
Yeah, but instructions are on both of them. Your water provider can usually provide those if you give them a call.
Okay, so let's check and see if we have a leak.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it.
No leak, yeah.
So
good.
how long does it take? How many minutes?
Normally I would wait probably about 5 to 10 minutes, and if no color has seeped through at that time, then you're pretty sure that you don't have a leak.
Well, that sounds good. All right, thanks, and for more water tips, you can go to conserveh2o.org.